You know how, like, you know when a movie's gonna be bad from, like, the first scene? The New Mutants. The New Mutants was released in 2020. It was written by Josh Boone and Nate Lee, and directed by Josh Boone. No spoilers, but this is the last film in the X-Men franchise. We have finished every Marvel movie that has ever existed ever, so that's really, really cool. Unfortunately, this is the end. Like, this is the end of everything besides new releases like Doctor Strange, which I think comes out the day that I'm releasing this video, so we'll see. But, man, this movie sucks. It is bad. Like, from the very beginning, this movie sucks. It is bad. Oh my god. They start out, like, alright, slight spoilers. They start out with, like, this huge, like, crash thing, whatever, and, like, it's stupid the way that it happens. It's not really a crash, more so than it's, like, an invasion of some sort. And, like, this girl's running through the woods, and she's like, a bear! And then, like, ah! And then she wakes up, and she's in this hospital. And this hospital is, like, a place for mutants. The New Mutants, they're calling them. Ooh. And they're basically sheltered from society because people want to kill them. And they're sheltered, and they're trying to learn how to use their powers, but, like, the person ruling them might be mean and evil. It's kind of unclear. Even by the end of the movie, you're like, wow, okay, we know which side won, but I'm not sure if I'm, like, rooting for the right side here. Because this makes mutants look bad. Like, every other X-Men movie so far has done the right thing where it's like they're carefully putting all these thoughts in place, right? Where it's like in the second X-Men movie and the third X-Men movie, you learn that people don't like mutants. They think that they're bad. And then time and time again, they prove that they're good. They're like, oh, well, we're fighting for good. You know, we're good people. Like, besides Magneto, fuck him. Everyone else is good. This one, they don't do that. This one, like, the mutants are just bad people. Like, they're just assholes. They're bad people. They tried to go, like, the Wolverine route with Anya Taylor-Joy's character, where, like, she's mean, but, like, for a good reason, you know, like, she still cares. I didn't believe it for a second. Like, she's just a bitch from the second the movie starts. And, like, I don't care. Like, give me characters I can care about. And I cared about almost none of these. There is a really kind of neat lesbian relationship that was really nice. I thought that went pretty well. I think it felt a little forced. Like, it felt like a little fast. It was very much like, oh, hey, and then they're like, okay, I get it, she's a lesbian. But they really tried to, like, get you to understand that, and I'm like, I know. I can tell. You did a good job, like, showing me. You don't have to tell me. Like, I don't know. They did that a lot with this movie, where they were like, oh, what's this guy's powers? And instead of, like, showing it, he was like, oh, they can do this. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And there's this big twist at the end where we find out what the main character's power is, and I just couldn't give a shit. I don't care. It's bad. Like, I'm like, oh, wow, she can do that? Cool. Very convenient timing, and also her power kind of destroys everything, and it makes the plot more dumb. It's like, oh, she's a bad guy now because she's doing this thing that she can't control. That's the whole point of the movie. That's the whole point of X-Men. It's like learning how to teach them control. They have a bad teacher in this case, and it doesn't work. Like, I don't know why we need a rebooted franchise. I think that's what they wanted to do with this. I think they wanted to start a new franchise with these mutants, and it just would not have worked. I'm really happy that got put in the can. This movie felt like it really wanted to be scary, and it just kind of wasn't. There's one character in particular that's fucking horrifying, and they do a really good job with that one character. That's it. Like, there's other moments where I realize, I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to be scared right now. And I just wasn't. But there were like 2 times I genuinely was like, oh, whoa, that's fucked up. Granted, not enough times, and it wasn't enough fucked up for me to really care. So I feel like it's confused about the genre, because it really wanted to be, okay, I'm assuming the company, Disney, that is, wanted this to be a family-friendly superhero movie. And you could tell it very clearly did not want to be that. I think making this rated R would probably solve about 30% of the problems that I have with it, and they just didn't. And so it's hard to watch because it's really boring, and I don't give a shit about any of the characters. So I don't know. I think that Marvel just needs to understand that not everything can be rated PG-13, and not everything should be rated PG-13, because that's not how things work. It's not how art works. Art's going to take the form of whatever it needs to be, and this clearly wanted to be a horror movie, and it was just stuck in these confines that it just couldn't break through. And for that main reason, I'm going to go ahead and give The New Mutants an F+. If you guys seen the New Mutants, let me know in the comments what you guys thought about it. It's on HBO Max, I think, right now. It might move to Disney Plus at some point, maybe. But it's bad. It's bad. It's really bad. Is it rated R? Is the New Mutants rated R? I feel like it's PG-13. But now I'm starting to think, I'm like, maybe it's not. Maybe it is rated R. If it's rated R, then it's just even worse of a movie than I imagined. But regardless, check it out if you're interested. It is the last X-Men movie until whatever the MCU decides to do in the future, which I'm sure it'll do something. I'm sure we'll find out during Doctor Strange. I'm sure they'll put some pieces into place, but we'll see. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I truly, truly appreciate it. And subscribe so you can find your next movie at Robert's Reviews.